these notes that I found in my late grandfather's Bible, it didn't just challenge him, it challenged me too. And if I'm being honest, it challenges you. That if you're not willing to step up, somebody else will. I just received my grandfather's Bible. Worn binding, torn pages, and there's writing all in it. And next to Esther 4:14, he wrote the first note, God will raise someone to do it. If you don't do it, someone else will. And ever since then, it's wrecked me. Because that note doesn't feel like it was just for him. It feels like it's for us right now. And just a few pages later, in the story of the birth of Christ, he wrote something in the margin, just 9 words. But since I've read it, guys, I can't shake it. You see, Esther, she was scared, unsure, in the middle of a national crisis. She hears these words. If you remain silent, relief and deliverance will come from another place, but you and your family will perish. And who knows? Maybe you were made for such a time as these. That's not just inspirational, that's a challenge. My grandfather's words cut even deeper. If you won't do it, somebody else will. That hit me hard. In today's world where we look around and there's chaos, there's compromise, silence from people who should be speaking up, what's on your heart that's your responsibility to step up and speak into somebody's life? What are you pawning off that God's put on your heart and my heart? Because the hard truth is, most of the time we just sit around waiting for somebody else to do it, somebody else to speak up. But God's put something within you and within me that's unique that he wants us to bring into the world. Deeper in my grandpa's Bible, right next to the story of the birth of Jesus, he wrote this: Jesus calls to himself those very far away. And he wrote that next to the story of the wise men, pagan men who weren't Israelites, but they heard the calling of God and they responded. And that gets to me. He still does that today. He calls people from brokenness, from failure, from doubt, from chaos, and they still, to this day, are responding to him. So what's God putting on your heart? What's he calling you to? Drop it in the comments. This is the part where we stop pretending that we're not called. The last thing that I saw in this Bible, and this is the one that got me the most, I teared up when I saw it. Next to the word sinner, over and over in his Bible, my papa wrote, crossed it out, and he wrote me. That's a man who's not just reading the Bible, but he's ingesting the Bible. And that's what we need in this moment. Men and women who understand the grace that's been afforded them in Jesus, the love that he provides. Not more pompous opinions, not more bravado, humility, and a response to the calling that God's put on your life and he's put on my life. God's got a calling on your life. He's going to do what he's calling you to do. He'll either do it with you or he'll do it without you. If you're going to step up to this calling, put me in the comments. Not for the algorithm, not for engagement, none of that, but do it because that's what my papa did in his Bible, to remind himself of who he was and the grace that he was afforded. Step up. God's got a calling on your life. He's got a calling on my life. Heed the warning from Esther and grasp its inspiration that you were created for such a time as these. God wants to use you. He's going to do it with or without you.